It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, March 6, 2018. It is 7 a.m.
Is it really?
All right, well, that's what my clock says.
7 a.m. already?
Wow. You've been up for 4.5 hours already, right? Or 3.5.
That sun was bright coming in. Y'all don't get here when the sun comes up, do you?
We get here early.
That's what I thought. Because it was just breaking the horizon when I was rolling in. It was bright, man.
Get here long enough to sit down and say, hi.
And then bye.
Did that truck hit 25 miles an hour today?
No.
Woo.
No, it
And he
did
made it on
not.
time. Wow.
No, he was just putzing. That's what I call putzing. He doesn't use he takes it and puts it in neutral to go downhill.
Yeah.
I try not to use the gas or the brake.
Really?
I'll just kind of put it in first and let it do what it's going to
whatever
do.
the
When
car
you're on the
wants
4
to
lane,
do.
stay in the right-hand lane, will you? Good morning and welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Jerry Hogan, Scooter Callis. And let's see what's going on today. A little bit chilly, but bright
A
sunshine.
little bit chilly. I didn't get my coffee this morning.
Oh, isn't that terrible?
Why didn't you get coffee?
Well, it was brewing.
It's still brewing.
You want me to get you some coffee?
Somebody
Yeah, while you're
fell
up, give me
behind.
some too. I'm running low.
Okay.
Donkey!
We're enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee here at the studio. You can do the same thing with 3 locations in Mountain Home to serve you. Balmer Boulevard, the BRMC lobby, and 62 East Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness. The best coffee in town is Brewed Awakening. You don't believe me? Stop by and have a cup with us sometime. We always got the coffee pot on around here. And tell you what, you'll not be disappointed in Brewed Awakening Coffees. Check out their 3 locations. They have so many different blends of coffees and different flavors and different additives, whatever additives, a bit like STP to oil treatment or something.
And you're invited just to come in. You guys want to sit in on the show and grab a cup of
I was
coffee
out at the
or
dog park last
watch
night,
it?
and he says, "Don't you do that show on TV?" I said, "Yeah." He got talking about the coffee. I said, "Well, come by and have some sometime." So come on by, have a cup of coffee with us. See, we got some chairs over here. You can sit down and enjoy your coffee.
And we got entertainment. Scooter there.
Yeah.
Just drink your coffee and look at him. Be entertained.
And all the little stuff he's doing
Yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Mickey Mouse headphones.
I feel good, though. My ears aren't cold.
That's what he wears when he deer hunts. He just unplugs them.
I do have a set of headphone things that are game
Yeah.
ears, and they amplify the sound and stuff.
Really?
And they keep my ears warm.
Really?
Those things are spooky. I put them on. You could hear conversations you probably didn't want to hear.
No.
So,
Literally, you can hear conversations in other rooms, and you're just like, I don't need to listen to this.
Oh, boy.
That's about me.
Turn those things down. And, of course, Roller Funeral Home brings you the morning prayer each and every day. Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas, with all our respect. And once again, you know, when the services are needed, they're there to serve you with all their respect. And they do an outstanding job across the state of Arkansas. Roller Funeral Homes, right?
Great group of people.
Let's pause for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, another award show over the weekend. Apparently ratings were very low, and plus I didn't hear of any reports of bashing the president. Perhaps the tax cut showed up in their paychecks just in time to keep their mouth shut. But I look at the life of Billy Graham and how his ministry touched so many people for Christ, and then Hollywood people, hundreds of them, that influence young people, have tendencies to bash good things. Lord, I think Hollywood people are out of touch with most of America. We still pray to God, read our Bible, and go to church. My prayer today, Lord, is you keep us focused on Jesus Christ and to do the things that honor him. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
amen.
Man.
Once again, Roller Funeral Homes bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas.
So they didn't bash the president?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I just listened. You know, most generally they'll have reports on the news. Well, so-and-so said this and so so-and-so that, and, you know. But it's a 4-year low, they said, and down 20-point-something% over the last 4 years been in decline, and this show was 20% lower than last year. So they're getting as low as a gopher's basement right now. So
Well, nobody wants to watch that crap.
Well, how many award shows they've got?
I
The
don't
best
mind.
guy for tying his shoelaces and the best guy for having the longest earring dangling out of his earlobe. Who
But
cares?
they used to have a little class. That's what I'm saying. They don't even have any class anymore.
It's just a political bashing. I haven't heard any reports, and I didn't even know it was on until I saw a report come through on Facebook. That, the Academy Awards. Is that Oscar gizmo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbie doll looking thing with no eyes and no hair.
Yeah. Gold-plated thing.
But yeah, they're
I wonder how many cans of paint they go through to spray those silly things.
Well, we'll have to figure that out.
Huh.
I had to ponder on that, Dale.
I'm not even going there.
Greg Farm Services brings you the morning weather each and every day. Martin houses, it's time to get those set up for Martin Scouts. Either get them cleaned up or installed. Purple Martin Scouts arrive around the end of February through mid-March looking for homes. They eat a lot of bugs, Purple Martins do anyway.
Yes,
Especially
they do.
popular for eating mosquitoes. So you can get out and get your Purple Martin houses right now individually. The house and pole set would normally cost about $115. They're on sale as of right now, $87.95. Save $25 on the set and drawn birds that love to eat up the mosquitoes in your yard. Greg Farm Services brings you the morning weather, where we have 39 degrees right now in Mountain Home, 43 in Harrison, 37 in Hardy, 28 at Mountain View, it's 37 in Yellowville, 28 at Marshall, Calico Rock. Surprising, along the White River, it's 39 degrees, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and Southeast Missouri at 36, Southwest Missouri, 39, Branson, Missouri, South Central Missouri, West Plains, Missouri, checking in at 34, while it's only 14 in Watford City. They've got snow coming down and snow on the ground, and it's 2 above in Anchorage, Alaska. So I say we're in pretty good shape right here. Right?
I can live with that.
Yep.
I can too. National radar, we got some shower activity along the Gulf Coast. Oh, let's see. Southern Louisiana, southern Texas, southern Mississippi, not so southern Alabama and Georgia as it kind of moves northeast towards South Carolina and the Carolinas, into Virginia and West Virginia, and you can see that big low pressure swirl. Get my cursor in here and you can see how it's just kind of swirling up over Lake Michigan right here.
That's what Jerry calls a swath.
Oh, that's a swath.
That's not a swath.
No, down here it is. Isn't that a swath coming across the bottom?
That's a
Is that
swath,
what
right?
you
Yeah,
think?
but it's caught up. The swath is caught up in the swirl.
I can't keep up with Jerry's names for these
Swath
things.
is a defined line, distinct line. I don't know what that is.
It's called precipitation along the southeast part of the country. Then you can see more in Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, and Nebraska. Check those highways in Arkansas for you real quick. We'll click on the Little Rock stop. 62 412 east-west is in good shape. Highway 65, Branson, Little Rock, and on Highway 65 in good shape. Highway 67, Little Rock, Poplar Bluff, looks good. Your phone's going off again. Highway 63, Jonesboro towards West Plains, Missouri, and I-555 in good shape, along with Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55 in Arkansas. Look good right now. Be sure to check iDrive Arkansas anytime you need information on travel along the highways. Southwest Missouri, we pick up most of the state when we click on that stop. I-70, Jeff City towards Columbia and Kansas City, and Missouri is good shape. I-44, Joplin, Springfield, 11, Rolla in good shape there as well. Want to check one more radar? Let's go to baseball heaven here. We'll check out St. Louis, Jerry. How's that? Baseball heaven. St. Louis,
Love
Missouri. Woo! I-70, I-44, I-55 looking good. I-64 east, I-70 in Illinois looking good. I-57 towards Champaign-Urbana. I-74 at Peoria, Illinois. All in good shape right now. So, too bad the Cardinals are not at Busch Stadium playing ball. Did we just take off and hoop and holler and have a good time at Busch Stadium today?
I would cheer you on, cheering them on.
You
I
would.
be within 100 miles. Right now. Y'all are in trouble with the Cubs, huh? I know you big Cardinal fans, but I'm telling you, y'all are in trouble.
Cubs?
Yeah.
What's with the Cubs?
They're stacking them with some all-stars.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
We'll see. Mickey's smiling down there. What do you think, Mickey? You gonna get
Who
into
knows?
this debate?
I think we're in better shape than the Texas Rangers.
Ooh!
That ain't saying much. I don't even know if we still have a team.
You got a team.
Last place.
Well,
We're bad.
oh,
Texas is
he ain't
horrible.
that bad.
Oh gosh, we don't even have anybody playing anymore.
Is this a rebuilding year for Texas?
Rebuilding decade, I think. It's been going on for 30 years now.
Well, you made it to the series in 11. That's not bad. Didn't you go to the series twice?
Yeah, back to back.
You're saying it took 30 years to rebuild?
I'm saying that we're pretty bad.
And how long did it take the Cubs? 108? I think you're doing better than they are.
All right. Oh, let's see. I'm 50, another 70 years. Maybe I'll make it to the World Series someday.
Yeah, let's see. Last time for St. Louis was 2013, so we're due for another one. We're in our 5th year of being dry. So anyway, Jerry. Oh, I sent you a community calendar. Did you see that on your phone? I sent it to you in a text.
Yeah, I did see that. We're gonna go ahead and get it on community calendar. March 8th. First off, March 8th is the ASU $50 buy-in to that truck raffle. And that is a nice Chevy truck, man. They went through and totally restored that thing.
They're giving away a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, they are. If you don't win the truck, they have like 50 or 60 other prizes while you're there. You get a dinner and entertainment. It's going to be a fun night. Also, March 8th, for our Mountain View people, we're going to kick off the 16th annual Mountain View Bluegrass Festival. And it's going to be cranked up Thursday at noon, and it goes all weekend. And they have all kinds of bands out there. I've seen about half of them.
They have rubber bands?
I'll get you a rubber band.
You said all kinds of bands.
They do?
What about a hair band for Mickey?
I'm sure they'll find a hair band for Mickey out there. They got all kinds of. Leave me be, man. Moving
I'm
right
getting him all
along.
confused. He's going to be pondering on this for 3
I'm
days.
confused. Yeah, I am confused. All right. We're going to do a Preserving the Past yard sale. It's benefiting the Baxter County Historical and Genealogical Society. May 11th and 12th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be at the Buford School Museum and Event Center. And they're going to have hundreds of nice items, good prizes, food concession on site, and it is for a great cause. And our Historical Society, if you're not familiar with them, you really ought to get familiar with them. They go up to the college, and they do awesome presentations.
Don't drop my phone. The 2018 Claiborne County Republican Committee Lincoln Day Dinner is Thursday, April 12th at 6 p.m. Keynote speaker, U.S. Congressman Rick Crawford. Tickets are $40 per person, $300 for a table of 8 at the Heber Springs Community Center in Heber Springs, Arkansas. You can call Julie at 501-691-4910 for your tickets. And it'll be a lot of fun at Claiborne County here at Rick Crawford. And then the 14th of April, Marion County's having their dinner. And I believe the keynote speaker is Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin, I believe. Yeah. Tim's a lot of fun. Good man there. All right, 7:13, we need to take a break. County Judge Mickey Pendergrass is here, so stick around. We will be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, Sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Your White River Getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River Getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
With a large 7:16 on this Tuesday, March the 6th, and we're welcoming our county judge, Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, to the studio. Good morning, Judge. How you been?
Good morning. I've been good. Just going 90 miles an hour as we are. I had a little concern for today, though. They got us a red flag warning out, and I'm afraid it's going to blow my hair out of it.
Well, Jerry's got several bands coming in down there, so he'll get you a hairband. How's that?
He's going to get me a hairband. That'll help. But I'm doing great. We've got a lot going on.
Well, we kind of snuck out of winter without any heavy-duty stuff going on. I mean, we had a little bit of snow and ice here and there, and a little bit of freezing rain, but nothing real drastic.
I think we had 2 events that we had the plow trucks out and running for a couple of 3 days, and that was it. One of them was mostly ice. Yeah. The other one was a thin freezing snow, but that's all we had. So we did get to try out our new big trucks, but and they worked out very well up the north end of the county. But yeah, we've been fortunate the last 3 winters, I believe it is. We've had very limited snow and ice, and we did catch up on rain in February, though.
Almost. Did you see the drought monitor, though?
Yes, it was.
It still has it as moderate.
Well, I can believe that because we are behind.
We are behind, and I was kind of shocked because Channel 3 had brought that up. And let's see, drought monitor, Arkansas. It's still showing our counties, Fulton, part of Sharp. Is that Stone or Izzard right there?
That's Izzard right there.
So the
Stone's below it. Yeah.
The extreme,
that dark brown area there that you had on there was extreme drought before this.
Yeah, it was a D3.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. We had reports, and especially over in the eastern part of the county and northern part of the county, of ponds going dry. I had one farmer tell me that they went ahead and cleaned the pond out. It got close to being completely dry, and her dad had been there for over 70 years, had never seen that pond dry. And I heard several reports like that. So, and they were looking at, just in case, to find them help for somebody to haul water if they didn't have a well close or
Isn't
didn't
there
have
a
other
provision, and I'll stand corrected on this, but I thought several years ago that there was some assistance through volunteer fire departments?
There is, but as you can see, that small brown area there was extreme drought and was orange before. That's a very small portion of the state, and what it takes to get those funds released to the fire department is a disaster of drought conditions in the state declared by the governor, or there's no funds available. So fire departments can choose to haul that water with their tankers, and our fire departments are very well equipped with tankers. They help each other, and I mean, they have done a great job providing tankers for hauling water. They can choose to use it as a training tool to fill their tankers and deliver water. Of course, you take a 2,000 or 2,500 gallon tanker and dump it in a big pond. You didn't think you just had a bucket, but
it's like a teaspoon in the ocean.
As dry as it was. But they can choose to do that, and we told them that there wasn't be no funds, but these farmers will pay them for their fuel and time.
Really?
And sometimes they'll hire an independent contractor to haul that has tanker trucks. But that's just a good service they can offer. But yeah, it's good to see the rain. The sun's shining now. Of course, the wind's going to blow today, and it's going to dry it out, and we'll need another rain to come behind it. But that's just the way it happens.
I'll pull that up. You can see this right here is the red flag warning that's issued.
Yeah.
And you can see it goes from well, all across Oklahoma, northern Texas, northwest Arkansas, including Baxter County, most of the southern, I'm going to say almost the southern half, because it almost reaches to St. Louis. And
what that means is when you see that red flag warning and it's issued by media, as it has, I've heard it all day since I've been up this morning, without the county judge meddling in your stuff and issuing a fire ban, this is no burn ban. When this red flag warning out, means you don't go outside and burn. I don't care how much it's rained. When it's blowing like this, the fire will go. Keep your matches hid until this wind lays and humidity gets back up. But
so when's the last time we had the showers? The night before last we had
some Sunday. Yes.
Sunday evening and Monday morning had a little bit of thunder, stuff like that come through, 10, 11 o'clock. So when you have winds like this, I think they said winds were gusting yesterday 25, 30 miles an hour. It don't take long to dry everything back out.
It'll dry the surface out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about it is this time of year you have a lot of really dry material out there where it's grass or leaves.
Yep.
Sticks, and if they're exposed to this wind, they'll dry out, and it'll run, and that fire can run across the top of that thing and go and run faster than you when the wind's blowing like this. I've had to fight those fires.
Yeah.
It's spooky.
Well, I tell you what, I can remember some in past years where some of the firemen are just dragging their knuckles on the ground because they've been up fighting fire for 17, 18 hours straight,
Yeah, we was fortunate through as dry as it was from last summer all the way through into February this year. We were fortunate we didn't have a lot more wildland fires than we did. We'd have some people, I'd seen them trying to burn some trash fires or pile of debris, and they'd go back in the house and sit down and watch it, and then a little wind come up and it'd be out of sight before long. So we were fortunate we weren't running our fire departments all over as dry as it was. So people pretty well minded their P's and Q's on this one, and we appreciate that.
Well, I know of some folks that still have a burn barrel in their yard in city limits. I'm not giving the location or the name, but it's there, and there's no spark arrestor on top of that barrel. Speechless.
Not talking about me.
No.
I'm not in the city limits.
No.
You're close.
Close, but not quite there.
I'm sure they're burning leaves and yard debris, sticks and limbs and stuff like that.
And other things. And other things.
Because that's legal, but not on today like today.
Nope. Anyway, good rains come through, and I don't know, what was the forecast? Have you heard the forecast, Mickey?
I think tomorrow was supposed to be the chilliest day of the week, and it's going to be a typical March with the wind blowing and a little increase in moisture maybe. I don't know when the next front's coming through. Is that one of them lines, some squall lines you talking about, Jerry?
Looks like Saturday, a 40% chance is what's coming up. But once again, National Weather Service has on here red flag warning. Even Channel 3's got it listed, all the weather services. What's the one through the county has flagged it, I think, red flag warning. Because I've got, all kinds of warnings on my phone saying don't burn.
Yeah, and it's dangerous in a small craft to be out on the lakes in this kind of wind. You got to stay hidden out of the wind if you get out there, and I know that's tough for those that love to crappie fish and white bass fish, because that bite is coming on and people are catching really nice fish.
Really?
The bass hadn't really started really good. I've been out there trying it myself. Wished I could be there every day, but the job takes priority. So.
Well,
but I know those people everybody has it on their mind, and we have some wonderful fisheries here. The river fishing, I understand, is doing really good.
What rainbow?
Yeah, and brown trout's been good this winter. They've caught some really nice browns. Browns are the big browns that catch better in January and February. So I've heard a lot of good stories about that going on. Since the lakes came up, we had a little over 6 inches of rain, and that's about a foot an inch on the lakes. They all came up a little over 6 foot. They're releasing some water. We were down on the White River checking some roads and trying to, had some people we were touring to maybe get a grant to help us on one of them. And we were running out beside the river on Denton Ferry Road, and they must have been running about 5 generators. It was boogieing.
Was it?
That's a little bit dangerous to fish, but there were still people that were in the shallows or on the boat still fishing, so it's good, yeah. But the lake bite is starting to come in. The water temperature's up, is reached 50 degrees, getting a little better, and so that the surface temperatures, so the fish will start getting active when you get above that 50-degree mark, and they go to bed, and when it gets up above 60, 65, so we're headed that direction. It's an exciting time.
What's the normal lake temperature on Norfolk for mid-July?
Mid-July, probably 80. Surface temperature.
Really?
Yeah, mid-July.
I'd guess around 72.
Now, it won't take it very long. You go, you have a thermocline that rises and lowers in the lake as far as the tipper band that's more comfortable for our fish. But I used to fish a lot of tournaments around in different parts of the country, and people here, because of the clear water, they think fish can't live in that 80-degree water. They're not in shallow. Well, I fished on lakes like out in Oklahoma and catch fish in muddy water. It's 85 degrees.
Really?
Big fish.
Yeah.
They can survive in that, the oxygen level, but the clear water is what spooks them, and then they go deep and they go down with that thermocline. And some of the other fish that we have, the walleyes and stripers, they have to stay in the colder water. But that temperature change, it's pretty close to surface right now.
Wow.
It's cold. It don't have to go very deep. It's cold. And it'll get cold. That 50-degree mark that comes out the dam like a spring, that's where your thermocline hits in. But the fish are starting to get on their mind to getting on the banks, and they're starting to school up and getting ready to bed, and so that's a lot of good times. With the high waters we've had in these lakes the last 2 to 3 years, some of the divers I've talked to say we have an excellent crop of fish in these lakes.
Good.
And they're the small fish, but they're coming up. I was out on the lake Saturday with my son and was watching a school of shad, and then watching the bass chase them. Huge ball of shad. The food is there for them. They will, and the shad were dying. The seagulls were coming in, picking them up. It's quite a thing of nature to watch this. And then every once in a while, a bass would make a run through the middle of them and scatter them, and they'd all come back together. It's fun to watch that when the water's calm enough. And we were watching that. We didn't catch any, but we sure got a good show. But with that, a number of shad in there and bait, these fish are going to grow. I mean, they're going to be nice and
It should
fat
be good fishing for this year and
yeah,
next. Yeah,
we'll have a good spawn if the water stays up now. It's got back up to close to normal, and that'll be good. But got a lot of interesting things out there. Beautiful Baxter County to come see.
You betcha. 7:27. Let's go ahead and take the 30 break now. We'll come back with County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. He's got a whole page of quorum court agenda stuff for tonight, so we'll be right back. With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
It is now 7:30 on this Tuesday morning, visiting with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. I see the quorum court agenda for March 6th in front of you there.
Yes, we have a meeting tonight, and matter of fact, I have another meeting this morning that when I leave here, I drive to Harrison for the Solid Waste Board meeting day. But we got pretty light agenda. It was brought to our attention by the sheriff's office that our stray animal control measures, one of them was out of compliance with state law, and so that's the first ordinance. The county ordinance and the county code required that you give a rabies shot to your animals every year. And the state law was changed because now they have rabies shots that are good for 3 years. So we're amending this stray animal control law to bring it in compliance. It'll be on its first reading tonight. And then there's some appropriating of monies from the Sheriff's Department, which is every month. The big item on here is $150,000 that's being transferred from carryover funds of last year into the 911 funds. And what we have, that is to pay for the new equipment that was software and operating equipment. We got a new CAD system coming. The 911 system is exciting. We're moving to the next gen 911 system, which is required across, and we're on the forefront of this in the whole state of Arkansas. This means that we can not only have our proper services from maintenance people if we have problems, but we're going to be the host to probably other counties. We are partnering with Marion County so that if something happens to our system, we can pack up and go to Marion County Dispatch, and you'll never know the difference if you're on the other end of the call on that number. Wow. And vice versa, they can come here. It makes it seamless transfers. So we're kind of partners on this sister 911 system, you could say. Then we'll be able to host other counties around us, and we have some smaller counties that we all have trouble funding our 911 systems because the phone bills never did completely, but they're not paying for the services that 911 cost. And we have a top of the line 911 system here. It goes to the next gen, which means all this gets said and done, you will be not only able to call 911, you can text them.
Wow.
There is a texting services that we have been using here. We've not announced it real big, but that's one of the things. It's moving into the 21st century. And our mapping system, which is called the CAD, when you call 911, they've got about 4 monitors like yours sitting in front of them, and they have the different things that they have to look at, and one of them is a map, so that it locates where the call comes from, and it gives you that ping noise there, and they can see you. Well, we were having trouble. Our CAD was old, and sometimes it wasn't working, and it wasn't working fast enough. This will we're spending total of right at $200,000 on this equipment, and then we'll start, if we start hosting other counties, and a couple have already signed on, we'll start collecting some fee, them help us pay our way. But it's exciting. So this money, we was planning on spending this last year and we didn't, so we transferred it to this year's budget, and we'll be paying those bills for the new CAD system. Then some jail fees, and we're cleaning up some of the last year's budget. We have to do an annual cleanup to equal all the funds out and get ready for audit, and so we're moving money around in the 2017 budget to clean up. This is the first of three of those that will be happening the next month or so. And then we're got some resolutions. We're applying, or we're hoping to apply, deadline is Thursday, for an unpaved road program, which gives us access up to $75,000 that we have to match to help the drainage and the covers of some of our unpaved roads close to rivers and streams. And we were out yesterday looking at some of these locations with the people from the Nature's Conservancy, from the Department of Rural Services, Arkansas Game and Fish, Farm Bureau, and many other private entities put money into this. The governor put a lot of money into this to keep it viable this year, and it gives counties access to some of this money. And we were looking at sites, and hopefully we'll have a resolution by the Quorum Court to apply for that. And then we're going to fill one of the vacant positions on our planning board from one of our citizens out in the Midway area that has volunteered to serve on that. But that's the Quorum Court agenda tonight. We will be having an annual report to begin the meeting, though. Everybody would like to hear this, even you, Dale. Kim Crow-Shaner from the Baxter County Library will give her, she's scheduled to give her annual report tonight at the beginning of our Quorum Court meeting. It's something she does every year, the librarian does every year, and she does a great job with that. So if you'd like to see that annual report, be there at 6 o'clock tonight.
Wow, pretty good.
They need some money.
Huh?
Library.
Do they?
Well, I mean, they got that old millage.
From 1953.
Right. No.
Gee, I wonder who we could talk to about that.
That's what kind of.
Shall we corner him?
You know, you're starting to date it. That makes it old as me.
Oh, goodness.
Goes back to 1953. See there?
Yeah.
Good old days.
Yeah.
Captain Kangaroo.
That's about the time.
No, we have a show. It's our library is like our lakes and rivers. It's a show place and a place to go see for anybody around to come visit the Baxter County Library. There are a few communities that is one of the highlights of it, and ours is one of them. So they do a great job out there. Great kiddies program and a great magazine and internet program for those and classes, the things they do, and that's going to be all part of her annual report tonight.
Well, and then, while you're sitting there talking about that being a show place, what comes to mind, and then knowing that Rick Crawford's going to be in Claiborne County coming up in April, the Norfolk Fish Hatchery. And this comes up every so often when they're trying to continue the funding for that, because, if you can invest that kind of money and get the return, I think it's $99.43 return on every dollar that the government puts into that. So it's almost 100-to-1 ratio, the last report I heard, of what the fish hatcheries here in Heber Springs bring into the state.
I can tell you what happens and what could happen if we'd all take advantage of it. At Dry Run Creek, it's worth the investment, just at Dry Run Creek, of that trout hatchery from the federal government. That is such an amazing facility for handicapped and younger aged people it is underutilized. I take my younger grandsons down there. I got to taking them and got to enjoying it, and they can catch them trout down there. And I took one recently, and they just wasn't biting what we were throwing, and I was getting frustrated. And this gentleman come down, an older gentleman. I had to be careful about that because I'm getting older myself, but he asked what you throwing, and he looked, and he said, "I'll be right back." And he took a 10-year-old kid or 9-year-old kid, furnished his own fly rod, and taught that kid to fly fish, and he caught trout.
Huh.
And I'd been there for 30 minutes, and he hadn't caught a thing with what I had. We'd always had good luck before. But there are volunteers that run that place, and it's the first time that it's happened to me, but it just tickled him to death. He had his own little bucket of homemade flies that he'd made, and he was running up and down there, and whatever kid he could get a hold of, he'd take him up and put a fly rod in his hands and show him how to fish it and catch trout. And that kid come away with experience with a fly rod, and I mean, he'd caught a couple of fish, and he's happy, he's ready to go, but play somewhere. But it was an experience that everybody ought to get their children involved. And if you're down there when you can get those volunteers there, you can just sit back and watch, and it's better. Like I did, I just stayed away because if I'm there, he's going to be looking at me. I don't want him to look at me. I want him working with this guy because he's teaching him something. But we have those kind of people here, and that one facility for those kids and handicapped people is worth the investment. It is a wonderful facility we have.
It is. There's 2 mitigation fish hatcheries in Arkansas, one at Heber and one here. And, of course, when Leon was working friends with Norfolk Fish Hatchery, we'd do a lot of stuff on radio with him. And In fact, we were at a meeting one time and I asked Rick Crawford, I said, why can't you just get funding when you get 100-to-1 return? And some of the responses that you get from people, from representatives and senators like in Cleveland or Chicago or New York, what's a fish hatchery, you know?
Yeah. Well, so it becomes such a political potato. There is a funding mechanism up there, and Congresswoman Crossword introduced it, that would take care of this fish hatchery from now on if they would just do it and be done with it. They don't realize, when I was a marshal at the Bass, had a tournament here, an Elite Series tournament, the top professional bass fishing league in the country, and people from all over the world fishing that, and some of the families went to Dry Run Creek, and the little boys were wanting to move here just because of Dry Run Creek. Well, their daddy was out on the lake competing in this tournament, trying to catch these. And these bass have closed mouth disease a lot of times when people like me and Scooter go fishing. Right, Scooter?
I'm with you.
A lot of closed mouth disease. They take their kids down at Dry Run Creek, and it's easy to catch, and they're excited. And I've heard these professional bass fishermen say, I'm going to take up trout fishing. That's a lot easier. But that is it's a gold mine here, and we need to utilize it as well as get it. And another thing we got coming, I'm sure you hadn't mentioned it very much, but the Arkansas Department of Heritage now owns the Wolf House.
Oh yeah,
and they're doing a great work down there and getting tours lined up. It's going to be.
We were down there that day.
If you put the Wolf House together with the trout hatchery and the dam, and that view, and maybe a circle with Mountain View and the National Forest south of the river and the White River, there's a lot of good things to see here if it's just natural.
Yeah, me and Scooter down there that day with you and the governor and everybody.
Yeah, it's
pretty good.
Mr. Matty does a great job.
We need to get him to come up here and talk about that on the show sometime.
Yeah, he'd love that. Yes, that'd be great.
It was awesome because we actually had the opportunity to walk around and look around at it, and that was really, really neat.
Yeah, they're doing the ground searching now again. Mr. Jameson, who was the architect of the restoration of that, is back involved in the Wolf House, and he just I saw from the engineers groups in Arkansas, Mr. Jameson, Tommy Jameson is his name, just won a great award from them for restoring historical, and being an architect involved with some restoration of some historical.
Really,
that's buildings and stuff, because that's one of his fortes that he likes to do. But he's been involved with the Wolf House. Mr. Mowdy has him involved here now, and they're doing that, what they call that, where they kind of x-ray in the ground to see what else they can find where the ground has been disturbed in places, and they're trying to see if there's anything historical there still there. And they got a lot of things going on. But yeah, that Mr. Mowdy has learned the story now and dresses the part. He's a wonderful tour guide. If you hadn't been through there, set a group up and let him give you the tour. It's worth your time.
It is. Wow.
Part of our illustrious history.
What was that? Is that the first house?
It's the oldest courthouse west of the Mississippi.
West of the Mississippi. Okay. Wow. Thank goodness.
And what was the great Texican's name? I'm talking like John Wayne now. Texican. That Sam.
East Texas. That's him.
Sam Houston.
Yeah. No. What was the one that was killed at the Alamo? John. Travis. There was another one involved down there. His brother used to be county clerk in the Wolf House. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I think it was Sam. May have been Sam Houston's brother. He was the county clerk. Of course, that county then was Izard County, and that was a territorial courthouse for part of Izard County, and originally it was part of Lawrence County. That's why they call Lawrence County the mother of all counties. Which, by the way, they're having a grand opening I'm gonna miss today in Lawrence County. They have just built a brand new, concept, a regional jail. It's a great concept. It should have taken over and happened 30 years ago. But they're having a grand opening down there at 3 o'clock this afternoon in the Walnut Ridge area. And because of the court meeting, I'm not going to be able to go. But it's going to be able to help all the little counties around it.
Really?
And it's going to be a regional, and they're making a big deal. The governor's going to be there to help dedicate it and open it up. And a lot of other people, a lot of my friends, county judges, are going to be there. But it was a great concept. But Lawrence County, which is Walnut Ridge, Hoxie area, we were part of Lawrence County at one time. It went almost to Oklahoma.
Really?
And then it became Izard County, Houston brother was county clerk there. He had kind of a hot temper, I understand. Mr. Mounty needs to tell you that story.
We need to get him out here and tell us
the
story.
He's got it down. Can
you imagine what travel was like when the Wolf House was built to go from Norfolk down to Mountain View? It'd take you half a day to get down there, wouldn't it?
Or I'll just go from Big Flat to Mountain Home, or Lone Rock to Mountain Home.
Yeah. Anyway, coming up on 7:45 in just a few seconds, so we're going to go ahead and take that break. More with the county judge right after this.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. VHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon. More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless. If you want
7:47, we continue our discussion with County Judge Mickey Pendergrass, and election time is upon us.
Yeah, we have a primary election this year, and you all need to remember, not only of us normal primary challenged people, whether you're a political party or not, the primaries, the judicial races for circuit court, appeals court, Supreme Court will all be on the primary race. And this year, first time ever, if there is a school board race in your school district, like there is in Norfolk, that will be held on the primary election date. This is the first time that's ever happened. So I know there's a school board race in Norfolk. I don't know if there was races in any of Mountain Home or Cotter, but all those elections, we're going to have a competitive Supreme Court justice race between the sitting, I think Courtney Goodson filed, between the sitting Justice Courtney Goodson and David Sterling is challenging her.
Yeah, I talked with David last week. We're going to have him come up.
And then in the appeals court, which is 19 counties or 18 counties.
Two districts.
Our own, we have an attorney here in town who is an acting district judge in Fulton County right now. Johnny Copeland is running for that. She is being challenged by a district judge. I think it's a district judge, but an attorney out of Russellville area. So that will be on that ballot. And if any of those judicial candidates they won't have a runoff because there's just two of them, so we won't have to go there. But yeah, Johnny has filed, and that's a big deal. It's an appeals court that hears a lot of cases, appeals from circuit court. Our circuit court race is non-challenged. Andrew Bailey, a local attorney here. We have 4 county district circuit court district here, prosecuting district. So Andrew Bailey will be getting that position, and that'll take place on the election of May 22nd. And then the governor's race is going to be, there's going to be a primary in that one as well as a general, so that's going to be a very competitive, the governor's race is going to get very competitive, and it may include some things you just soon went on by, but that's part of politics. And then as far as county offices, I think my office is the only one that has a challenger. So get involved in that between now and May and get ready for some politics. It's not going to be hot and heavy here, but
sure. So that up on the screen, so people know who Johnny Copeland is, running for Court of Appeals. This is seat 2-1. I talked with her last week, and this is probably one of the larger districts in the Court of Appeals that will go. I think just west of Boone County a little bit, all the way down to just north of Conway, and then back over east almost 100 miles. So it's a big V shape out of the state of Arkansas that stops north of Conway.
Yeah.
And
Rhonda Wood, who is an associate justice on the Supreme Court, used to serve in this same district as an appeals court. I think there's 3 of them in the appeals court in each district. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
And but yeah, that's a big undertaking. So she's also the assistant prosecuting attorney in this district. She takes care of some juvenile cases, I believe, here in Baxter County in the 14th Judicial District. But yeah, it's that time of year, those every 2 years. But this year, the county officials, such as myself, for the first time ever, will have a 4-year term.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. And we won't have to run every other year. There's a lot to be said for that. Back in the time when the Constitution was written, they put on 2-year terms, and I think there was probably some really good reasoning for keeping it 2-year terms. Justice of the Peace, I forgot about that. You're going to have a couple of competitive races in JP races. There will be a primary in JP District 2 between Lucy Soltysek and Aaron Bristol. Lucy is the incumbent. Then there will be a general competitive race in District 8. Edna Fusco is the sitting JP, and she is being challenged by Shane Tilley. And I don't think there's any other that I recall. There's not any other of the 11 JPs that are challenged. They will still continue to be 2-year terms. That has not changed.
But for the county judge, okay, so when you first came in there, by the time you were elected in November, it turns the corner to January 1st, you go to the courthouse at 9 o'clock, get sworn in. Now you're the judge. Now you've got to clean out your predecessor's stuff out of the desk. You got to set up shop.
Well, that's usually taken care of. There's nothing left. All you got left is the keys and the bills that need to be paid today. But and that's usually been, pretty.
But it takes a while to get your feet on the ground.
That's correct. Well, I had a guy explain it to me one time, and he moved in. He was not a local guy. He'd moved in here and been here a while, and he was a good friend. And he explained it to me in a way that I'd never thought about it, really. And he said, it takes you first year just to figure out what you're doing, with a few expletives to describe that. And I said, I was in my second year, I think, at the time when he told me this. And I said, that's true. It takes you a year to figure out just exactly what it is to do. The second year to figure out then what you want to do to get your plans really laid out to do something. The third year to enact them, and the fourth year to answer to them. Mm-hmm. And it made more sense than any other explanation I had, because by the time you figure out what it is you're really doing, and what you find, especially in my position, that you're a part of so many boards and so many other affected things. I have been fortunate enough now to be on the executive board of the County Judge Association, the legislative committee to help influence legislation, chairman of the Solid Waste Board, which we have a meeting at 10 o'clock this morning, and been very active in the Economic Development District Board out of Harrison 9-County District, and just things like that Ozark Opportunities, you're an automatic member to that, or you just appoint somebody. They're just things that you get involved to help in all aspects of life and of county and state government. So the county judge's office is, and I kind of learned this in training, I knew it but not in relationship. When I spoke to a 4th grade class about my first year, and they were talking about the branches of government, and the teacher had it on the board that illustrated it, that really made the point, and I was able to use that. If you take the executive branch of government in the United States of America, and then come all the way down to Arkansas and into the county level, you have the President of the United States as the chief executive officer of the country, down to the governor, who is the chief executive officer of the state, and the county judge is right below that, chief executive officer of the county. That's the way mayors and cities are incorporations. They're not a division of state government. There's a totally different concept there. But county governments, and if you go into Missouri, it's presiding commissioner. If you go into Mississippi, it's a supervisor. In Texas, the only other state that calls them county judge, I think. I did hear there was another state that referred to them. But commissioners, different things that they call them. But in Arkansas, it's the county judge. And as an attorney told me one time, the only person that has more legal authority and power in this county than you is the governor of the state of Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
And that is the constitutional requirements of the county judge's office. So it is a division of the chief executive branch.
So can the county judge issue an executive order for the county?
Absolutely.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It holds county court. And we might talk a little bit about this $18 fee that's everybody upset about, including me. That's one of the arguments of how this could be stopped possibly, is that all taxations for cases and appeals for taxes issued by the county has to go through the county court. The county court is not the quorum court. The county court is the county judge, period. The quorum court is the quorum court. They're a legislative branch of county government. The county court, we hear in county court, we write court orders. We hear taxing issues. We hear appeals on assessment issues. If you have landlocked property, and I'm waiting to hear a couple of cases in the adjoining county that I have accepted to hear for the county judge there recused himself, you make a decision by the guidelines of the state law and hear those cases. And then you can go from there. If you don't like what the county court issues, you can appeal it to circuit court. But it's got to start in the county judge's court.
Huh.
So you actually have a judicial function as well as an executive function, which means you give me the money in the budget and I'll spend it. That's my job, to spend it once the quorum court makes it. But and the quorum court understands that. They've been really good to work with.
Ooh, come up to the
That's my full, huh?
Wow. Boy, we covered a lot of bases here. I'm starting to get some stops on that radar. I need to refresh that. We may be getting some
How much time we got?
About 2.5 minutes.
I was going to address this $18 fee.
Okay, address that $18 fee.
And I'll probably get some more today, but that
Looks like you got 3 minutes.
I get a lot of phone calls, and I expect them when the tax bills come out from our county collector. The $18 fee was issued by a court order from Pulaski County Court, issued through a receiver that had been signed by the same court, and he was ordered by the court to come up with a plan to pay back the indebtedness of the solid waste district. And always in the past, the state law allowed the solid waste board to assess a fee to every resident in the district to whom the district offered services to. And what that means is the solid waste board of the solid waste district permits all solid waste haulers and works and oversees the collection of recyclables, the used tire collection program. That was all overseen by the solid waste district, which we sit on the board as. Well, the board of the solid waste district consists of people like me, elected county judges and city mayors. And we ain't dumb enough to pass a fee on to the people who sent us there. So we never did pass that fee on to the people, and we had the power within state law to do that. Well, the judge took that state law and issued through his court a court order of the circuit court in Pulaski County to collect this fee and ordered all counties to collect it. Put it on the tax bills. There's 6 counties. It's being paid to every business and residential or property that has an improvement on it is going to pay the $18 fee for probably at least 30 years per year per property. No matter where it's a apartment building or a residential house, it's $18. But yeah, it'll be collected for that. And the county gets no money out of this. Matter of fact, we asked them. The assessors did a great job of getting together, and our assessor was the ringleader in this little effort last summer and last fall. Look, you expect us to collect this, you got to give us the mechanism to do it. We don't have it. And so they offered to pay for the ability for us to get it on the tax bills. The money comes in to the county and is sent by the collector directly to the court appointed receiver, and that money is divided up between the bondholders to retire bonds as they come due and to return the ADEQ the money it's costing them to close this landfill and to close the tire side up there, which won't be that much. But fortunately, the cost to closing the landfill is less than a few $1 million less than it was originally estimated to be. We expect to the district expects to take ownership back of it in June, so we'll have it to deal with. But if you have any other questions, call me.
Pretty well wraps it up. Thanks to County Judge Mickey Pendergrass for being here today. Enjoy the wind. Don't burn anything. Back tomorrow.
Keep your sail down.